This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello and welcome to the 180th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled The Truth? Yes, sirree, we had some debate, didn't we? And let me tell you, we had one candidate who can't tell the truth and the other candidate who can't face the truth. And that's all I got to say. Really, it is all I have to say. But I'm going to say other stuff, and I shouldn't really be saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway, because I need to fill up this time so that you feel like, oh, yeah, okay. Because this, is there any need to repeat what the hell we just sat through? Do I need to torture you with it? As if you haven't been tortured enough. Either you watched it, which tortured you, either you didn't watch it and others would torture you with it, or everybody in sight had a comment on it, and I thought I should bring mine to the table. I don't know how long I'm going to last because I don't really want to talk about this. This is utterly appalling, utterly fucking appalling. Two candidates nobody wanted, and we got to see exactly why. Absolutely. And 70% of us didn't want it. Okay? The Democrats wanted a younger candidate, and the Republicans wanted the other Republicans, I guess, wanted a traditional candidate, someone who actually knows what the truth is. And it was unbelievable. If you're not going to fact check, don't do it. All right? If we're not going to fact check, okay, there should be a buzzer that goes, because this is lunacy. All right? He's just spouting stuff. God, he really came out on top. No, he didn't come out on top because he was louder. Huh? He was louder, spewing nonsense, as opposed to, that showed energy in the whatever they did to Biden to prepare him for this debate. What did they make him cross the Mojave? And breathe sand? Seriously, what was that about? Well, you really have to trust him. So then you drag him through 5 days of preparation. That's not trust. You bring him out there and he comes into Atlanta and is exhausted. But the next day he's back and he's ready to roll. And that we shouldn't worry about it because his family really wants him to run. And then the lunatics are just screaming, that's it. This is when he's at his best, is when he's basically facing adversity. This is not the way to do things at this point. We don't have time, energy, and we don't need to be pushed to this point. And I certainly don't. I just can't even imagine. And meanwhile, I was going to say in other countries this isn't happening, but in France it's happening. The right wing is moving there, and we're not even at the right wing. We're not even in. There's no wings. There are no wings on this plane. Okay, God, I don't know. And well, the Democrats, they don't have time to pick somebody else. The Democrats can't move quickly enough. Okay? They just can't do it. They're incapable of it. They're going to sit there and argue about who's the one who had to be the next one. Why isn't Kamala Harris? And how come they're not mentioning her? And they're already arguing about who they're mentioning. And meanwhile, he who does not know the truth, if it hit him in the face, and what a stupid thing for me to say, but that's what came out of my mouth, and I'm going to live with it because it made me crazy. Absolutely crazy. I can't believe, and it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes. What kind of debates are these? They're not debates. Okay? Anybody. You can pick any American who can talk about any of these subjects for 2 minutes. You have to force them to talk for 3, 4, 5 minutes about things that are really important and that are vital to us. You have to ask them to explain how they're going to get us through inflation, how they're going to deal with the border. Specifics, not just I'm going to throw out there some, and we got people. The next day he says, the truth teller says that if those coming across the border don't like our religion, we're going to throw them out. What's our religion? Huh? What are you saying? don't like our religion. He's extraordinary. It's just got to end. This kind of almost insane. What do you say? Our religion. They keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Whatever our religion, it's Christianity. Or if they don't like Christianity, and a lot of them don't, come on. And then he's saying, well, they're coming over the border. They're going to take, black people's jobs. Black people. What? At what point do you not go, stop it? And how come during that debate they didn't say, hey, what was that about? The two moderators didn't do the job they needed to do. All Biden could do was say, you're a liar. And that didn't help because you could barely hear him. I've done this joke for weeks now. Weeks and weeks and weeks. That they don't like Biden because they can't hear him because he's talking like this. And it sounds very good. And then the other one, they don't like him because they can't hear Biden. And they don't like Trump because they can hear him. Come on. Can we move forward? We're in the 21st century. And we'd have no idea, considering that the one party can't get back to 1952 fast enough. Unbelievable. Hey, quick catch up. I just wanted to remind you that in August, I'm going to be at Hilarities in Cleveland. And the next weekend, I'm going to be at the Venetian in Las Vegas. And then the following weekend, I'm going to be in Huntsville, Alabama, performing at Stand Up Live. And you can find out exactly where I'm going to be in September, October, November, December at lewisblack.com. Prayer in the schools. We're beyond prayer in the schools now. Now we're going to bring back, we're going to have the 10 Commandments in the classroom in Louisiana. And then in Oklahoma, listen to this. I've just got to read it because it's beyond belief. Oklahoma's top education officials ordered public schools, sorry, I kind of flew off there, to immediately begin incorporating the Bible into lesson plans for students in grades 5 through 12. Because first through fourth, they wouldn't understand what was going on. The separation of church and state, it's that simple. You don't bring the Bible in. You have all sorts of people who don't read the Bible. That's not their religion. You don't bring it in, okay? Either book, and you're taking a big chance because those kids get a look at that Old Testament more than they have in their Christian churches. And once they get a hold of that Old Testament, they're going to go, whoo, I want to be a Jew. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Wouldn't that be something? So meanwhile, the Republican State Superintendent Ryan Walters sent a memo Thursday to school leaders across the state. The Bible is a cornerstone of Western civilization and that its use in classrooms is mandatory. It is essential that our kids have an understanding of the Bible and its historical context. No, it's not. No, it is not. All right? You want your kids to have that? Then you send a note saying, I wish you guys at home would do this. And you do it as a private fucking citizen, if that's what you want to do. You don't get elected to kind of torment people with your goddamn nonsense and bullshit. Because you somehow, did God come into your bedroom at night and go, tell everybody to read the Bible? And you went, yes, I will, God. Which Bible should they read, God? Which Bible? Well, both of them. And any other ones they can get their hands on, especially the Trump Bible. Thursday, Oklahoma State law and academic standards are crystal clear that the Bible can be used to instruct students in public schools. No, it's not. No way. Separation of church and state. Indeed, Oklahoma's social studies standards list various Bible stories as well as other religious scriptures from Buddhism and Hinduism as primary instructional resources for students. What's not clear is whether Walters can mandate the Bible's use in classrooms. What's not clear? How's that not clear? Huh? Do we have to go through this every week now? Is every one of these states going to push its nonsense and bullshit down the throats of children who don't need to have this? They can't add or subtract, you assholes. All right? They've taken cursive out of the school, but bring in the Bible. Yeah, that makes sense. Get rid of the ability to use a part of your brain that's important to use, okay, especially if you're writing something. All right? This is different than this, okay? That's simple. It's that fucking simple. You use two different parts of your brain. Meanwhile, we've got tons and tons and tons of problems, and we're not going to deal with them, are we? Nope, not at all, not in the least. We are going to wander through an anxiety-ridden election cycle. That's what we're doing, without any solutions to anything. We're going to argue out, what do we got? Do we got it? I don't care what came. I need to know what's coming, because there is more to be dealt with. All right? Okay? You want to lower inflation? Tell us how. You want to do this? I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. There's a ton of stuff that needs to be done. A ton. All right? We got a homeless problem out in pretty much every city I've wandered into. There's one here in New York. What are we going to do? Nothing. We're not going to discuss that. We're going to worry about the billions of immigrants who are coming in with the nasty, mean, bringing machetes and all sorts of stuff. Come on. Okay? You have to figure out what to do at the border. So sit down and figure it out. And don't drag us through this. And don't sit there and argue the one or the other side. Both sides have been responsible for it. So come on already. Both sides. And then all I can't even go back to what it was. We had a thing. There was a bill. It could have been passed. But then they went, nope, we're not going to. Nah, no need. Because we want to keep it out there on the table. We want to have something that we can talk about other than, what about reality? That would be nice. What about reality? What about the truth? That would be fun. To be honest about things, both sides. That's not going to happen. Nope, not at all. No, because we're going to be reading the Bible in school, and so that'll tell us what to do. The Earth's only 10,000 years old, so we don't have to worry about fuck all, do we? Nah. So it's only going to go so far. That 10,000 years, we're going to run out, and so what difference does it make? And then the day will come, and Jesus will return to the earth, and everything's going to be fine. And if Jesus doesn't, then apparently the Jews will have their Messiah will show up. Wow. My brain is fried. They have fried my brain. The Supreme Court has fried my brain. Oh, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to allow federal oversight of a variety of rules. This is the, Chevron, I guess, the decision that was made in terms of making sure that the factories, the industries, the corporations, they don't need to be overseen. Nope. The federal government is overreaching. No, they're not overreaching. That's why we have a federal government. Because there's certain things that the states can't do individually. And these idiots in the Supreme Court have got to stop just making bullshit up, okay? There's a reason for that. You just can't have every state. If you do that, well, we're not going to get anything done, and we're certainly not going to be able to deal with anything regards the climate, anything regards poison in the water, anything regards poison in our foods. You want no federal oversight? Well, good luck, okay? Because you worry about those of you out there who are like, yeah, and you've got kids, good luck. Worry about what they're going to be eating, okay? Because we'll be back to the land of trichinosis. And yes, sir, Bob. Oh, yeah, well, we would have checked that. But, we don't do that here in this state. I would agree with this if I felt all states were intelligent enough to actually do the job, and they're not. And who's going to pay for it? Nobody. So it'll mean less taxes. Good. Let's not pay for anything. All right? We'll just hope that faith carries us through, and that'll work things out for us. Huh? Extraordinary. Just extraordinary. And as for what the Supreme Court ruled on presidential immunity, I I would love to talk about it. I don't understand it. I don't understand what the ruling was. I listen to people talking about it. Both sides quack quack honk honk quack quacky quack quack honk quack. Um, Apparently, they say that the president's been given more immunity. It'll affect cases. I still don't know why. I still don't know how. I still don't get it. I need a clearer understanding of it. If they're going to fucking sit there and talk about it and they're going to put down these rulings, then they have to fucking clarify it. Okay? Find someone who can speak plain fucking English and go one ABC, two ABC. It's not, why do we learn how to outline? Simplify this. All right? We have a right to fully understand this. I'm pretty bright. This completely escapes me. And how it moves beyond or whatever they think the fluidity of this is. Okay? It's quite simply, no one is above the law. How tough is this shit? Okay? We have a separation of church and state. No one is above the law. That's the deal. That to me is the legality of it. And we'll talk about this at another time when I'm less frustrated by what I don't understand. I will try to read some more about it if I can get through it without blood pouring out of my ears. And so that's all I got to say about that. Lauren Boebert wins in Colorado. Was she running against? Really? What was she running against? Coyotes? Were there bears that just couldn't really express themselves properly? Lauren Boebert wins again, and they say she's going to win. Who's she running against? Hand puppets. What? She's running against a dishwashing machine? Is anybody home? Do we really have? Is this really what's going on? This is unimaginable. And I would imagine people, and then people are not going to vote. That's what's going to come out of all this. And then they're not. And then we'll see what it's like when it's one side or the other. Which who won? Well, it was 47. We'd come in the state of Wisconsin. There was 6 votes to 3, and over here in Maryland there was 22 votes to 11. I mean, what? Who's going to vote? Who's going to want to vote? I don't know. I'm going to vote. That's for sure. And I am done yelling and screaming. I'm tired, and I've got stuff here to talk about. Oh, meanwhile, Elon Musk now has 12 children because he wants to repopulate the earth. Wow. Does he father them all? Maybe. If he does, great. If he's really a father to them all. But 12 of them by different mothers is kind of like, what's the explanation? What does he say to them? Huh? I don't know. That's for another time. Maybe he'll write a book so that all of us can have 12 to 15 children. I wonder what Robert Kennedy is thinking about all of this debate stuff. And I think he said he would be the one who should be the Democratic nominee at this point. Robert Kennedy Jr. Wow. And but a problem with Robert Kennedy Jr. is his campaign refiled its petition to get on the ballot in Nevada because the original declared that Kennedy's vice presidential pick, Nicole Shanahan, was running for the office of vice president of the UNITES states. Made a little mistake there. That's never good. But, is that worse than, what happened this past week? I don't know. It's a little odd. Maybe they need to go back to school too and sit alongside these kids. But they won't learn how to spell because they'll be too busy reading, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And I just wanted to show you that I'm not fooling around when it comes to the Old Testament. Can I name the other books? No. But I can tell you that the one bright spot this summer is the Baltimore Orioles, who were making my day and I went out to Yankee Stadium last week and got to see the Baltimore crush the Yankees 17-4, which is spectacular. And before I say goodbye, this is really how I have felt the entire time. This isn't an advertisement, okay? It's not. It really is the expression of what I am feeling inside, all right? And that is what I am feeling this whole week, all right? Going right up to the 4th. Fireworks. God, if they'd only come out of his head right here, right now. You take care. From Sara Bartlett. And it's quite sweet of her to send this in. Well, Lewis, I've turned into someone I hate, an adult who gets a kid's meal for the toy. Remember the goddamn Beanie Baby craze of the mid-90s? Cars were snaked around the building and into the street for that bullshit. What could McDonald's be giving away that I, a middle-aged woman, simply had to have? The anger fuck toy, that's what. It shoots small paper discs across the room, which I suppose could come in handy. It's going on the shelf in my office next to your bobblehead. Sara Bartlett from Portland, Oregon. Thank you, Sarah, and we'll be there. I'm going to be coming there in the fall. Please keep a lookout. And now that I know that it actually shoots paper discs across the room, now I'm going to have to fucking go to McDonald's and ask for one of for my little angry guy. Thanks for letting me know. I knew that people have told me that it was in a McDonald's meal, a Happy Meal, and that I'm in a Happy Meal. And you put anger in a Happy Meal. Makes me happy. Thanks for making me happy, Sarah. Donna J is yelling about something here that has not come across the iPad screen, and I'm glad she sent it in because it's something I didn't know was going on or that people had to deal with. Thanks, Donna J. I need to say a little something to men with standing desks who decide to change from standing when on Zoom. I don't want to see your dick. I, a person stuck in the unfortunate position of interviewing with you for whatever garbage, soul-destroying job you were pretending to offer, have absolutely no need to know anything about your genitals. Sure, you've been sitting all day, even though it's 9 a.m., and of course you need to show up how cool it is that you have a convertible standing desk at home. You are really the coolest kid in school. The thing is, with the Zoom camera aimed right at you when you stand up without yet adjusting your desk, you are doing the meeting equivalent of shoving your cock in my face. I didn't want to see your dick. I especially don't want to see a clear outline of Mr. Winky's head pressed against your jeans. There's no pocket in that position, so that's not a quarter I'm looking at. Nope. In a dick lineup, I could pick yours out of the crowd. Huh? Now, if you deign to offer me this job, and I'm forced to accept it because I have bills to pay, and the market is tough, whenever I see you, and I will have to see you, I will forever remember the view of your fucking dick that you assaulted my eyes with. So either sit the fuck down and stay there, or adjust your fucking look at me. I get exercise at work desk prior to turning on your camera, or if you abso-fucking-lutely must adjust your desk during our meeting, turn your camera off. All it takes is a click, because if I ever see you in person and you shove your dick in my face, it won't be a click you need to worry about. It will be me flicking you hard in the head that is closest to mine. Thanks, Lewis, for allowing me to share this educational moment. And it truly is an educational moment, Donna. It's certainly not anything I've thought of, and I certainly don't have one of those rising desks. I usually just get up and walk around when I need to take a break. So thank you. And thank you for sharing something I'd never thought of. Oh, the Zoom. The hazards of Zooming. One after the other. And this is a new one. And thanks for sharing it. Roger Dahl is screaming about something, ranting about something that drives me nuts at least once a month. When, and I'm sure it drives every one of you nuts. I've talked about it in my act, a little bit here and there, and I'm sure that each one of you has been through this. So thanks, Roger, for expressing what needed to be expressed. Hello, Lewis. I'm a longtime fan and admirer of your artful ability to rant, and today I've finally had enough of something to contribute my own brand of outrage. It's something that others may find trivial. It's not trivial. I speak, of course, of those annoyingly cheerful recordings you get when you try to renew a goddamn prescription. Aside from having to periodically call in to renew prescriptions to control everything from allergic asthma to, wait for it, hypertension, I'm also subjected to a recorded message taped by a woman who sounds as though the only intercourse she's ever had was sitting on a wet ferret and wriggling. This oh so cheerful but sexually frustrated bitch then takes me through a series of prompts to get me at long last to the menu, where I am to type in the prescription number, including the 5 digits after the dash. The problem with these numbers, however, is that they are usually longer than the square root of pi taken out to the 17th decimal place, and you are given just a few nanoseconds to type in each digit exactly as printed on the prescription bottle. Otherwise, little Miss Prissy Pants comes back on to say, "Sorry, I didn't catch that. Let's try something else." The something else she wants you to try is to verbally read the prescription numbers, including the 5 fucking digits after the fucking dash, in the hopes that somehow your prescription refill number will match their records, and I'm on my way to an asthma-free, tension-free Valhalla. But God help you if the recording picks up any background noise up to and including a sneeze, cough, belch, or fart. In that event, Sister Cream Drawers comes back on to connect you with someone who can help, prompting me to query, why the fuck couldn't I talk to a real person in the first place? Whew. Thank you, Lewis. I think I'll just cancel my prescription for sertraline in favor of an occasional email to the Rantcast. And Roger, I'd be glad to read it. Thank you for that. It really is unbelievable. And then you get, at least to that point, I get through the 7 options and none of them work. None of them is even the option I want. And why we don't talk directly to a human being is beyond belief to me, because we eventually talk. It happens all the time with other things too. You know, especially with the fucking, I get it with T-Mobile. I got it with all the others. When I was at AT&T, you call, you get the fucking thing. It asks you for information. Then you get the person finally, and they ask you for the same information. So what did they ask you for the information? They're just say you got to wait 5 minutes. Fucking idiots. At least now they call us back. Some of them do. But Roger, thank you. God, I'm all wrapped up in this stuff today. I've been out having too much fun on the West Coast with Inside Out. This one is longer than usual. And I'm reading it because it's stunning, I think, in many ways, because it expresses a frustration I think many Americans feel about the workplace. I think it expresses why people say that we're at a point where they're just not happy anymore. And the way the country is going, I think this is a reflection of that. But it's something, it's been around since I was a kid. When they came back from the war after World War II, and there were books written about the folks who then had to take these jobs. His name is, he calls himself DJ Anonymous because I guess he wants a job. And I'm really glad you sent this in because I think it's worth listening to. Because you go through I'll read it. Shut up, Lewis. No need to describe what's already there. Hi, Lewis. I'm among the many tech workers currently looking for a new job. Note, I said job, not a career, not a life affirming experience to complete my purpose. I need a job so that I can do a radical thing. Pay my fucking bills. Yes, I would like to earn pay so I can remain housed and fed. Wow, I have such lofty ambitions. What brings on this rant? The question that too many recruiters and hiring managers ask: tell me why you are passionate about this position. Let that sink in. Passionate. Yes, I am expected to not only be passionate about whatever job I'm applying for, but to also to be able to spew out 60 seconds of glowing bullshit about that passion. It's my life's dream, my raison d'etre. God damn it. I was placed on this earth to do this work. I cannot feel like a whole human being unless I do this job. Louis, I need to confess, I am not passionate about project management. Absolutely not passionate, regardless of whether the project work is internal to the company, working with engineering, or implementing products for customers. I am not passionate. I do not care if you call it program management. It's the same shit in a different wrapper. In my 40-year career, I have only ever met one person who was truly and sincerely passionate about project management, and she wasn't right in the head. I am a good project/program/implementation manager. I fucking rock. I'm one of the best PMs you will ever meet. I will get even the most senseless, ill-advised, absolute bullshit project done on time, under budget, and with the key stakeholders whistling zippity fucking doodah all goddamn day. But it is not my passion. I get these projects done so I can stop wasting my energy on them. Passion. What I want to tell every single recruiter is, I want this job because I need a job. I want you to pay me enough money for participating in this shitfest and keeping my thoughts to myself about what utter crap the product is and how meaningless everything we are doing is. I will do the job and do it well. But it is absolutely not my passion to make more money for some fuckweasel CEO and board of directors so they can wank it to the revenue growth charts. Has any small child ever, when asked what they want to be when they grow up, said, well, I'd like to be stuck in a mid-company position in which I have no real authority and am held accountable for everything, and need to deal with a bunch of brain-dead customers who were gullible enough to buy a mediocre product that does not meet any of their needs from a slimy, dead-eyed, greasy salesperson who can barely open his laptop. Astronaut, firefighter, teacher, doctor, overworked, underappreciated tech employee who will be blamed for not reaching whatever completely out-of-touch goals the head of product or chief technical officer or top sales fuckboy sets. That tracks. So yeah, I am passionate. I am passionate about bluffing for long enough to get a job that pays me enough and that I can scrape off at the end of the day to get back to things that I actually do care about. At this point, plucking my nose hairs is more enthralling and seems to provide greater value to the world than anything these fucktoads have to offer. But hey, recruiters, call me. I would love to work for your company. Just don't try the now ever so popular bait and switch routine. I applied for lead fuckweasel or manager of fuckweasels at a 6-figure salary range with full benefits. Don't waste your breath with, we don't think you're a good fit for that position, but would you consider this low-level complete shitfest in which you will feel like someone is beating you senseless on a daily basis that pays 50 to 100K less per year than you expected? Why not? Don't you want to work? Yes, I actually do want to work. I would much rather work than not work, but I am not going to pretend to go 30 years back in my career so that you can save 50 to 100K, thereby letting the hiring manager be able to get wood without Viagra when he thinks about how much they screwed me over and how he'll have me do all of the work of the original position for so much less money. Interview me. Don't ask me stupid questions or expect me to be Susie fucking cheerleader. Hire me, pay me, and I'll do this meaningless job so well you will be astounded. If you need me to pretend to be passionate, fuck off. Well, DJ Anonymous, I think you've expressed feelings of what a number of folks, I think, feel. And I deeply appreciate the honesty of it. That how tough. I hope you've got a job by now, and I hope they didn't make you completely insane. Because the kind of intelligence you bring to what you just wrote, and the fact that you're good at what you do, and that's it. And you just want to come in and do that, and it clicks all the things for you. And but to be passionate about it, I fully understand it. It's what drove me out of the office from the very beginning. I thought, well, if I'm gonna do something, I'll write plays. I'll do something in the theater. I'll teach it. I'll do something, anything that keeps me out of that office. It's a good thing I wasn't a teacher either. I would have lost my mind in high school somewhere, or probably in a college. The politics of both those situations would have driven me crazy. Boy, passion as a project manager. Wow, that was spectacular. Thank you, DJ. Thank you. From Jerome Recenbach, and it's a quickie, he's upset with me. The U.S. is divided into two political parties. You've taken the position of the Democrats in public. How fucking idiotic is that for someone who needs a fan base of 100% of the American public for their support and to earn a living? Jerome, when did you start listening to me, Jerome? I've been doing this a long, long time, Jerome. Did you listen to all the stuff I've done? Huh? And I've said it again and again, Jerome, not a Democrat, not a Republican. I've said time and again, there's a lot of things I believe that the conservatives have to bring us, the Republican conservatives, not what's going on now. I think we need a two-party system. I actually believe we need a three-party system, because what I am is a socialist, Jerome. And I've said that time and again. Is that going to affect anything? No. Did it affect my fan base? No, Jerome, because it's comedy. Please. All right? And through it all, I was an equal opportunity. I was told it time and again by a lot of people. I had a lot of folks who until Trump ran for office and they became, those who were for Trump and then showed up at my show and were disappointed in me. I'm not sure if that's where you're coming from, but that group of Republicans are not Republicans. They're Trumpists. And it's that simple. Okay. And does that make me a Democrat? No, it doesn't. All right. What it makes me is someone who does not want to deal with the madness that they bring to the table. All right. I don't. And have I said things about Joe Biden? Yeah, I have. So I believe actually that they're two parties. They need to work together. And when they work together, it doesn't go as well as it should, but at least is what's supposed to be done. All right? It's not supposed to be this, I'm going to fuck you. Then when you get, then I'm going to fuck you because I'm in charge. And now I'm going to fuck you because I'm in charge. It's not supposed to work that way at all. At fucking all. All right? And nobody's supposed to sit there. And they don't when I go to Europe. Nobody worries about it. When I go to Canada, nobody worries about it. Nobody worries about whether I've done things. And I would love to know what it is that you think that are the democratic things, because there's some things that needed to be supported. And the fact that those folks out there who had been fans of mine. They were fans of mine because more than Democrat or Republican, I'm anti-authoritarian. I'm a tremendous trouble with authority figures, okay? That's what I've got in trouble with, Jerome. And the fact that you don't see that means you haven't been listening to me for very long. If you just found me and you had that's your comment, well, whew. Josh Dillon is enraged, rightfully so, and wait till you hear why. Woo! Wow, I mean, this is unbelievable. Everything practically that I get is unbelievable. This one is stunning. So thank you, Josh. Hi, Lou. Hope you enjoyed your trip out of this clusterfuck of a united nation that we claim to be. And hey, now that you're back, let's go ahead and give you another shining example of the fuckery that is our for-profit health care system that makes the maggots say that we have the greatest country on earth. This one's a doozy. Holy fuck. I checked the mail a couple of weeks ago and found a letter from our local hospital for my nephew. As a centralized family, it's not odd to see letters show up for relatives, even ones that have never lived at the address. But this one struck me a bit odd, being a good older brother. I waited to give the letter to my sister instead of opening it myself. But she left it out in the open later, and I happened to stumble across it. It was a $10,000 bill from the hospital for a recent medical procedure that my nephew had undergone. $10,000, Lou. $10,000. Are you fucking shitting me? Want to guess what the procedure was? A broken bone? Nope. A rare cancer? Nope. Appendectomy? Nah. It was his fucking birth. That's right, Lou. 10 days old. 10 days old. Unfucking-leavable. Forgive my spelling if I got it wrong. No, you nailed it. What moron in the billing department bills a 10-day-old $10,000 for his birth? At least maybe it was the 10 and the 10. My mother was like, well, it's just because he hasn't kicked in on her insurance yet. And that may be true, but at the same time, some idiot in the billing department went Tufsky Shitsky, got to nail a little prick for having the audacity to come out. It's bad enough that we had to miss the birth of my nephew due to one nurse in the department being like, nobody gives a shit about you wanting to be here for your daughter, and we have strict visiting hours, and didn't have the common fucking decency to let us know she was going in for a C-section at 5 a.m. This is my mother's first grandchild, and she missed it because we weren't allowed to wait in the fucking waiting room? That was a little too much to ask for. Good news is everyone's happy and healthy. But a great big what in the ever-living name of fuck goes out to the billing department at the hospital for sending a 10-day-old a $10,000 bill. In hindsight, I wish we'd have just bagged up some of his vomit and shit and dropped it off in their department. But they probably would have sent him to collections. I think I got all the keychain phrases into this rant. Have a wonderful rest of your final tour. Thank you. Wow. I mean, it's just stunning. That was really stunning. Quite simply stunning. And it's an endless series of these things that go on. And it's not difficult. And it goes back to the guy who, the project manager, who just talks about, I can't be passionate. There's one thing about not being passionate, but you do your job and you're not passionate about it. It's another thing, you don't want to do your job and you don't do your job. And there are a lot of people out there, and that's another thing that's going on. But that's crazy. And our healthcare system, we have to figure that out. We got to start taking care of each other, okay? That's what we really have to do. Said it before, I'll say it again. Chimps do a better job of it. Thanks, Josh. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show. the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me, Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly.